the LSK has regained its lost glory. You can look forward to a glorious term in office for the next 2 years. You will expect change. You will see action. We will speak. We'll always be there. We will not relegate our role to spirited members of the public like Okiya Mtata. You will see us in action. We will be there to help the government in matters of administration. We'll be there to help the courts of law in the matters of the rule of law. We want to provide a harmonious relationship because in the last, let's say about 10 years, the relationship between the three arms of government has not been good. Why has that been so? Can it be made better? That is what I seek to do in consultation with my council and the membership of the Law Society of Kenya. There has been a misconception that was widely sold during the campaign that Havi is combatant. He will not find appeal with the relevant departments of government that are necessary to effectuate the goals of the Law Society under Section 4. The mere fact that 60% of the membership of the Law Society had trust in my candidature is a manifestation that what has to be done is capable of being done. We will seek to have negotiations with everybody in order that we find consensus on what is best for the country. We will not engage in confrontational exercises because leadership is determined by how much progress and success one can make when in consultation with others. And that is what I seek to do. The legacy I want to leave is this, that I've set aside a very illustrious legal practice to serve members. Not because I want to benefit, because Havi as an advocate is a distinguished individual, is a brand by himself. I'm able to make ends meet in court or otherwise. But often, colleagues call me to intervene. I cannot do that as an individual forever. I want to institutionalize that which I've done by myself into what is supposed to be done by the Law Society under Section 4, so that the entire legal fraternity will benefit, the entire judiciary will benefit, the executive, the legislature, and the people of Kenya will benefit from this sacrifice that I've taken. Actually, I ascribe to what we call Obamaism. Obama is one person who will breach all protocol to be with the people. In fact, I think in the American Secret Service history, he must be the most difficult president to protect because all of a sudden he'll decide to go for a burger with his guards and decide to mingle with people. And that is me. I don't have heirs. I always associate with everybody. I will stop everywhere and buy a banana. I will sit down and eat ugali and chicken wherever invited, because there is something about the people. And this is what I always say. As Napoleon Bonaparte said, the people are very powerful. They can make you emperor. They can make you prisoner. What is important is how you relate with them. No wonder, therefore, I always look upon presidents like Obama. And look at Obama, you will see Bill Clinton. Look at Bill Clinton, you'll see JF Kennedy. Look at JF Kennedy, you'll see Abraham Lincoln. These are great world leaders. Let's come back here in Africa. Look at Nelson Mandela. Look at Kwame Nkrumah. Look at Julius Nyerere. Look at Ben Mkapa. Look at Jakaya Kikwete. These are leaders who are always available. I went to Tanzania in 2005, and I'd gone for a court case there. Then when we had taken a break for lunch, I had a siren. And after that siren, I saw two Pujos pass by. Then I asked my friend Duncan, who's a lawyer in Tanzania, who is that? He told me that is the president. Two Pujos. You understand? Yeah, it is a manifestation that this is a leader who is close to the people. Do we see the same in Kenya? Understand? We need to go there. where a leader can mingle freely with the people. Honestly, if you've been elected by the people, you will always be with the people. Who will harm you if the people have given you power? And I've said this, I will not shy away from repeating it. I will have voted Charles Kanjama for several reasons. And not because he's my classmate. Charles was my classmate from the University of Nairobi, and we got admitted on the same day. But the reason why I will have voted Charles in is because it's only Charles and I who did not run this campaign as projects. You understand? Charles is a man of his own. He was not using monies given to him by a political party, a political leader. He ran from, I can say, he fought with his blood and sweat, not money. Get it? Unlike other candidates who were very moneyed. These two other candidates were buying people. Like somebody told me in Nanyuki, they were given 20,000 each to vote for a particular candidate. Really? Lawyers? People were being bought for lunches, dinners, and drinks. Yes, I'll buy my colleagues drinks. It's good to buy your friends drinks. But don't do that to entice them. Don't do that to treat him, to bribe them. And it will shock you. When I realized that I didn't have money, because this time I didn't have a lot of money for this campaign, and like 2017, 2018, when I had a lot of money, I put billboards. You saw them. Yeah, but this time I didn't have money. So I looked at it, these two girls will outsmart me in this game. But who are the most economically vulnerable in this context? These were young lawyers. These are the ones who can buy with alcohol, meat, and ugali. But you can't buy the senior lawyers. Do you know what I did? I went and took the role of advocates and wrote letters to 1,000 advocates, senior advocates, signed them personally. If you are at the Supreme Court or Milimani on the 27th, you must have seen people with crutches come to vote. You must have seen very elderly lawyers come to vote. They came to vote because I told them we need to reclaim the society. We cannot leave the society to individuals who want to come and buy the mandate to lead. Yes, I'm an artist. I sketch, I paint, I write poems. Yes, I also write articles. I listen to music, country and rumba. There are many things you may want to say, but you don't want to say in this type of political environment. It's like a game of silence or betrayal in the city. We need to devise very tactful ways of communicating information. No wonder if you follow my handle on Twitter or my page on Facebook, you'll find many people don't understand what I'm talking about. They take a wrong view of what I've said. But there is a target audience that I have in mind, and that's what defines my mode of speech, communication, and writing. My spouse is a lawyer. She was my classmate at the University of Nairobi. We chambered together at Salim Danji and Company Advocates. She played a very fundamental role towards my development. In fact, when we were doing our pupillage, she helped a lot towards the payment of school fees for my siblings. Now, we've grown together as a family to where we are. And if you review your clips at NTV, you will see her coming to vote. She was there. She was very excited. My entire family was excited. But I must also mention their reservations because the campaign period has taken me away from home. My daughters have not been very happy about it. So this is what comes with the responsibility of public office. But they've been very understanding, and they will be understanding. We'll journey this 2 years together. Though we rarely discuss legal issues at home, but who is better placed to understand a lawyer at home than a fellow lawyer? Somebody who can realize that I'm away from home for many hours, for many days, because I'm working. I don't think a doctor, a teacher, or an engineer would have understood how burdensome the work of a lawyer is. For instance, you can be given a matter at a time like now with the expectation that you go to court and get an order by tomorrow, let's say at 9. And you've seen me do this time without number. The case of the DCJ, Philomena Mwilu, the case of Professor Tom Mujenda. These are briefs that were given to me in the evening, and by morning we had an order. So the demands of my career often require that I sleep while working in the office. And who is better placed to understand this than a lawyer? I have 2 daughters and 1 son. Fatherhood has enabled me understand women better. Often you will not appreciate what a woman does, why she has to put on makeup, why she has to have earrings, why she's moody, until you bring up a woman. By extension also, bringing up a boy has shown me who I am and how to exercise restraint, how to be accommodative. All these are facets that enable one grow into life wholesomely. I will encourage many of my young male friends who think that marriage will take away their social life to venture into marriage as soon as possible. It will not take away your social life. It will just shape you. It may contain you a little bit, but it will provide you good direction. You see my shoes? They have been shining as this from the day I got married. I don't know how they are polished. It's not a nanny or house help who polishes my shoes, but my dear wife, because she must, not out of duty, but out of love. She ensures that I'm neat, presentable. In the morning, I take orange juice, 3 or 4 oranges squeezed, with an assortment of fruits, about 5. And then thereafter I take breakfast. It is her who is in charge of this. You understand? So that I look at it from this tiresome campaign period. If you don't have a good diet, you will crumble. And I can tell you without any fear of contradiction, I'm still able to stand up and walk now, despite being tired, because of a good family that I return to every evening after a tiresome day. When I was at Parklands University, one of my lecturers was Professor P.L.O. Lumumba. He came to class one day and had just gone to Gikomba and bought a suit. And on my way back to Parklands, we passed by Kimathi Street to buy bread in the Uchumi that was then at Kimathi House. There was a Sir Henry's there. Then I told my friend and best man, Ben Simiu, did you realize the shirt we bought did not have buttons? And he told me it's a double cuff. I said, oh, it's a double cuff. Then we need cufflinks. We went to Sir Henry's, and I think I bought cufflinks that cost 1,000 shillings. So Professor Lumumba came to class and said, oh, the Duke is here. He referred to me as the Duke because he found my style of grooving to be admirable. And thereafter, I never looked back. Even with my meager earnings at the university, I was often in a suit. So I prefer being smart. And let me quote what my very good friend Ambrose Weda once told us in a CPT. He said, you are seen before you are heard. As a lawyer, you must be smart and meticulous. That is why I always strive to be smart and meticulous, because light travels faster than sound. So you see me, your eyes appreciate, your eyes tend to like what you're saying. Then by extension, your ears follow suit. Your mind is better prepared to listen to a presentable person. It works magic. I read a lot of literature, African literature series, the books that we used when we were in primary school and secondary school. You'll find many of them in my library. I also read a lot of English literature, plays, fiction, biographies, Shakespeare. All this enrich, you understand? But more importantly, I also read a lot of religious mythology, Mahabharata, the Quran, the Gita, all this, the Torah, they're very informative because they enable you as a leader to get a perspective of how best to relate with people, how best to handle issues, how to improve, how to avoid trouble. Because if I may quote what my friend Mordechai Modo, may his soul rest in peace, is a very good friend of mine who is a Jew. He told me, Nelson, in life there is nothing wrong in getting into trouble. What determines a smart person is how fast you get into trouble. Because if you don't get into trouble, you'll never know how to solve problems. So get into trouble fast. Let not trouble decimate you. I take risks. There are many of my colleagues who tell me that Havi has gone very fast. What they fail to understand is how much time, effort, and determination I put. Steve Ogola said that Havi has an extreme sense of urgency. What Steve Ogola fails to understand, the life expectancy of a male Kenyan is 48 years. If you have not achieved by 48 years, you will be in the grave. Understand? So you must always proceed with urgency. Do that which you can do speedily. Yeah. Herod the Great died at the age of 34. Did you know he had built 3 cities by the time he was dying? Yet here, we're being told that Havi, who is 43 years, has grown fast. At 34, when they were burying Herod, he had done it. I want to exit public life at an early stage, just like Barack Obama. I want to retire and sit by the fireside with my grandchildren and roast maize and roast cassava and bananas. I want to drive in the streets like Flight Lieutenant Jerry Rawlings, who served Ghana and retired, and drives himself in the streets of Accra and can come out of his vehicle and clear traffic. I want to live a peaceful life like Nelson Mandela. I don't want to remain in office, in whatever office the Kenyan people will put me now and after my service at the Law Society. I want to live early, yes, because the problem we have in Kenya that people fear going out of office. Why do you need to fear going out of office? Live well, die happy.